Hi, and we're back with the Don Reese Show. I'm preteen for Hillsborough County, and I am with
John Matheny.
It's very nice to meet you. My name is Margaret.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
Now, do you have any advice for a future actress like me to be in one of your movies?
Future actors? Well, the biggest thing with actors is to, first of all, get comfortable on the stage. Anything you can do while you're in school. But then the other thing is, I see with a lot of actors is to take classes, okay? Because most of the people that are teaching acting classes, they've had a lot of experience. They can give you a lot of tips. There's several acting coaches in this area that give people tips on getting auditions, what to do on that audition, and in addition to just the acting skill itself, being able to, it's different being in front of a camera than being on stage, but there's a lot of things that are very similar. But the biggest thing is study, study, study. And then you just have to be going to audition after audition after audition, and 9 out of 10 times they're not going to select you, and it's real easy to give up. So the biggest thing is keep doing it, and eventually you'll begin to get, I even wind up with my white hair, I even wind up doing some things as extras every now and then simply because they're looking for somebody with white hair, and that's all you have to do. So sometimes you get rejected not because you're not good, but you're rejected because they're looking for a blonde and you're a brunette, and so you just have to keep doing it, and you have to realize you're going to face a lot of rejection.
Right. Now, what made you want to get into directing?
It was kind of crazy. One of the actors that's in this movie, a guy named Mark Nash, I met about 12 or 13 years ago, and we were involved in a group together and so on and so forth, and I had begun to experiment a little bit with editing, with some of the inexpensive editing software, and he had shot a serial killer movie on a real low-end camera, and they had been doing it for about a year and a half, and he didn't have any way to edit it. And so he said, "Hey, you think you could edit this?" And I said, "Well, bring the footage out, and let's see if it goes in the computer okay, and let's see what we can do." And I discovered I really liked the editing into things. And so after editing his feature-length serial killer movie, then I learned a lot in the process of doing that. And then went ahead and I was editing a few other people's things, and after I began to edit things that people were shooting really bad, I discovered, well, geez, I can do that better than that. So I began to start directing things, and just kind of, like I said, after the 10 shorts, every time I did a short, I learned from the mistakes that I made, and the next one got a little better and got a little better. And so I just kind of fell into it as a hobby to a certain degree, but primarily through people that I had become acquainted with.
Now, how many short films have you made?
I've directed 10.
That's pretty cool.
But that's over about a 12-year period. So the short films, you can kind of shoot them in 3 or 4 days, and then take 3 or 4 weeks to get them edited, and so they're kind of easy. You can do it in your spare time, and it's kind of they're fun to do, but every time you shoot something, you learn a little more.
Right. Is there any advice or any tips you could give to future directors, people who might want to start directing?
Get yourself a camera and go out and start making movies. The first thing that I ever shot, I bought a camera. I had a camera. I got into my car, turned the camera on, walked to the car, and then I drove to Walmart. And I held the camera up in the windshield, and I drove to Walmart, and then I walked through the door of Walmart, and then I walked out, got back in the car, drove home, and I came home and I had a movie. I says, John Goes to Walmart. And in the process of just seeing how that footage came out and how to edit it, put it together, put some music underneath it, and that's the very first thing that I ever did, just for fun. But it's like doing something as simple as that. You'd be amazed how much you can learn. So just get a camera, and cameras, really high-quality cameras you can buy for $250, $300 now. They're really amazingly cheap, and pretty good quality on the thing. And if you own either a Windows or an Apple computer, you already have an editing package. They're built into Windows, and it's built into the Mac operating system. So you already have it. So just get yourself a camera and go make a movie. That's a dumb, stupid movie. Go make a movie, and then you begin to figure out how it's all about. That's how I did it anyhow.
That's amazing. Are you planning to make any more short films or direct any movies in the future?
It all depends. Right now, we know how to make movies. We don't know how to sell them. And if we can get this one sold, then we begin to pick up the money that we can use to. We have another script that we're tweaking right now that I would love, but we really need to have a lot more money to shoot it than what we had here. So now I'm going to have to. We finance this ourselves, my brother and I, and but to make the next one, we're going to have some outside investors get it. So if we can get that, yeah, we'll jump in and we'll shoot another one.
That's amazing. I'm Miss. All right, we'll be right back with the Don Reese Show.